What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to Stoic Context. Today, we are going to react to another Kevin Samuels video. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like and subscribe. I'm going to save my commentary for the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
You turn the
Hi,
TV. You
hello.
need to turn the TV off.
Okay.
How old are you?
Hello. 26.
All right. What do you got? What are we here for?
Um, so I'm at the point in my life where like I want to settle down. I want to find like a partner and be serious about my love life.
A partner?
But I
A
don't know where to
partner?
start.
A partner? What is that?
Yes.
What's a partner?
A man.
No, a man's not a partner. A man is a husband.
A husband. Yes.
No. A partner is somebody you go into business with. A man is a husband. You want
Right.
a husband? Do you want a husband or do you want a partner? Because you can go get a female partner.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely want a husband.
Okay. So that means you want to be a wife.
Yes.
Okay. What is the role of a wife?
Um, I mean, children.
I don't need a cookbook.
Well,
I'm listening. I said, I'm asking what's the role of a wife. You said children.
so
So
a
what's
role
the
of a
role?
wife would be like children and
Okay.
to bear a
I
child.
don't need a cookbook.
Mm-hmm.
Stop. What are you doing? I can't.
Okay. So
Stop.
the role of a wife is to bear a child. Okay. What's the role of a husband?
Um, to provide for his family. To provide for his family, right?
I'm asking you.
Yeah, to provide, like to provide, the provider, the
Hmm.
protector.
I don't think you're serious. You put no
You
thought
don't
into.
think I'm serious?
No. You put no thought into this. I mean, no offense, man, but I take what I do very seriously. And you ladies come over here oftentimes just laughing and giggling, and you got to realize you're on a platform with millions of subscribers, seen by hundreds of thousands of people. So, I mean, I leave it up to people to decide how they want to be looked at. But when I ask you what the role of a wife is, you say to have children. Okay. And that tells me you haven't thought about what it means to be a wife. So, do you just really want a wedding and to be called a wife? Because that's really what I find most of you ladies want. You just don't. You want a wedding and to be called a wife, and then one person to have sex with, so you don't have to get out here and just keep running through random Johns.
No, I don't. I don't want that. I don't.
Well,
I don't want that.
what do you? What? Okay, so let's start all over again. You're 26, and you want a partner. Well, you define as a husband, but do you really know what it means to be married? Do you really know what the roles are and what's expected of you?
Maybe I don't.
Then why should then why should you get it? Why should you go to a job just because you want the benefits and you don't even know the job duties? Wouldn't it make sense that you at least knew the job duties and were qualified to get it done before you got the paycheck and the benefits?
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Okay. So now that we got that done, uh, were your mother and father married?
Yeah, married, and separated, but still living together.
Okay. Cool. Do you have any siblings?
I do.
Brothers, sisters, what?
Yeah, so I have a sister, she's 28, and I have a younger brother that is 18.
Were you raised by your were you where were you raised to think or prioritize marriage according to your from your mother's standpoint? So your mother raised you to think about marriage and relationships. On a scale from 1 to 10, where did she tell you to prioritize marriage, being a wife, and having children in the context of a marriage?
Um, what did she tell me to prioritize?
I'm
She
asking
got not,
on what scale, from from scale to 1 to 10. How important of a priority did she raise you to be a wife and a mother of children in the context of a marriage?
probably like a 1.
All right. So if you weren't raised, if your mother, who's a wife, did not raise you as a daughter to prioritize being a wife and a mother, it makes sense that
Yeah,
you don't know any of this stuff. So how can you actually get it if there were men out there who were suitable husbands looking for wives? Why would they go looking for women who don't know what it is, haven't done the research on it, and were raised to prioritize it at the lowest level possible?
you're right.
Right. And this is the and the that opening eye thing. I need you ladies to start understanding. That's what you guys are asking men to do. Just marry me because, and I'll figure it out on the job. But does that work anywhere else in the adult world? Just hire me because I want the benefits and the pay. I don't know how to do the job. I don't even know the job description, but I want what you got. Give me your shit and I'll figure it out. All right. So now that we've got the hard questions out of the way, um, is when did you start? Is this the first time you've been made to realize that you don't know what it is you want?
Yeah.
Okay. And at 26 years old, that's better than most. Um, by what age do you feel like you need to have this stuff figured out so you can to be an actual viable candidate on the market?
I don't know. I feel like I should have already had this
Well,
figured
that didn't
out
happen.
because
That didn't happen. So, how long do you think? How long are you going to give yourself to get this stuff taken care of?
not long.
How long?
How long? By the end of like this year.
And this year is a couple of months.
Yes.
Okay. Uh, and how much do you think that's going to cost you?
I'm sorry. What? Excuse me.
How much do you think that's going to cost you?
A lot. Yeah,
I need
a
a
lot.
dollar value, man.
What?
I need a dollar value.
Oh, well, I know you are like,
No, no, not me. I'm just asking. How much do you think it's going to cost you to learn what women were typically learned from age 4 up until 16 or 17?
how much is it going to cost? Like therapy and stuff like that?
I'm
Counseling?
talking about all the stuff you need to learn. You didn't learn it from your mother, so you got to learn it from somewhere. The person you're going to learn it from ain't related to you. They're going to, you got, if they know it, it's valuable, right?
Yeah,
Do you get valuable information for free? Did you go to college?
not always. Yes.
Did you graduate from college?
No, I'm currently still
But they
in
don't give it to
college.
you for free though, right?
Yes, right.
Because it has an impact on your life and it's more valuable. So you understand that. So I'm asking you, use the same logic. How much are you will how much is it going to cost you?
I would pay anything to know this information.
Not anything, because you don't have infinite money. I'm just trying to ask you, what do you think it's going to cost?
I don't know.
And then how do you know if the information you're going to get is worth it?
How
See,
do you
what I'm
never
showing you
know?
guys is our women have been taught to prioritize marriage at the lowest levels. So where even when it crosses their mind that they want something different, they actually been women in general have been taught that everything they want is free. So the answer is someone's going to give it to me like my mother should have taught it to me. And they're going to give it to me the way I want it, in the frequency and time frame I want it, and all I have to do is ask for it. They don't do that when it comes to college. They know they got to meet the qualifications and pay that tuition. So in that, the bottom line is you're hearing another woman who doesn't think a man is worth investment. You pay more money to get a degree that's going to have what kind of impact on your life versus a husband who's going to have a major impact on your life. That's my point. And this is why so many of our women um, die alone.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I
Okay.
mean, you've been pleasant, but what I want you to understand is the knowledge you want is valuable. But we've had multiple matchmakers quit working with black women because these women, quote, black women's unrealistic expectations, wanting something for nothing, all these other things. Black women trying to help black women get married, and black women don't want to pay for anything. And even if you found a
Yeah.
regular, average, everyday guy making $50,000 a year, and he was 30 years old, and he made that until age 70, that's 40 years. That's $2 million in income, plus a man, plus everything a man is outside of just income and provision and protection. And that should be free. Where can you go get a $2 million impact to your life plus legacy for nothing? Ladies, understand something. Relationships cost you too. I'm glad you were at least able to understand that example, but yeah, in order to find out what you're going to find out, your mother can't help you. She did you a disservice by not training you and teaching you up front. I have a video that you should go watch on my channel called "It's Your Mother's Fault." And in that video,
Mm-hmm.
I detail how many women were married, still currently married, who did not teach their daughters one positive thing about finding a husband. In fact, they taught their daughters to go do the opposite, go get a degree and wait for the world to sort it out. But when given an opportunity, none of them thought their mothers would want to do what they were raised to do. You're
Yeah.
gonna need a coach. You're gonna need a matchmaker. You're gonna need yeah. So that's why I tell you, ladies, it is wise to go invest in a personal trainer, a therapist, and a matchmaker. So get a part-time job, because if you were trying to break into high society or to the upper echelon of anything, it has a cost. You don't get to move into these areas without cost. And quality men cost. And if you're not willing to, and if women aren't willing to pay the price, Becky, Marisol, Mylene, and Jamila are there waiting for y'all to drop the ball. Hold on just a second.
Okay.
Okay, hold up. This call was straight up brutal. But Kevin just served her some reality she desperately needed to hear. This woman sitting here talking about wanting love and commitment. But listen, she hasn't done any of the work. Zero. Did you catch that part? She admits she was never taught how to be a wife, never given the blueprint. But here's where Kevin absolutely got her. At some point, that becomes your responsibility to figure out. It's crazy how people want to blame their parents, their upbringing, the culture, but Kevin's right. Once you're grown, ignorance is a choice. You can't just sit there wanting a husband, expecting some man to show up and hope everything magically falls into place. Marriage is structure, marriage is duty, and marriage takes practice. The market doesn't reward potential, it rewards preparation. If you're not ready, you don't get chosen. Period. Kevin's message wasn't harsh, it was direct. You say you want a husband? Then ask yourself, what are you offering in return? Are you ready to build, to follow through, to show up when it gets uncomfortable? If the answer is no, then the outcome should never surprise you. This isn't about shaming anyone. This is about owning your path forward. If you weren't taught, then go learn. If you didn't prepare, start now. Because that window, it doesn't stay open forever. And for the women watching this, don't just listen to this call, reflect on it. If you see yourself in her shoes, don't wait for life to humble you. Choose to evolve before time forces you to.